Hello all. Purpose of this video is to make to avoid the uh, unwanted error during temsification, or to avoid the handset to stuck on between the temsification. So for this I will show you this is the OnePlus 9 Pro handset, and when we click on this about device, we can see version number here. Version number is C44. So this is a fresh device which we have to Temsify to use Temps Pocket in this device. So we have some uh, 9 Pro firmware and patchboot file available with us, and we have shared to all of you to Temsify the device. I will show you the data in this way. This is the 9 Pro data which we have shared with you to Temsify the device. This one is firmware file, and this one is patchboot file. So this firmware file is for C63. For build version is C63, and we created this patchboot file from this C63 firmware files. So we have to upgrade this phone, which is currently having version C44, to C63, and then we can Temsify the device very easily without any issue. So we have to make sure to Temsify the device that we have C44 in the device or below build number, then C63. Hope it clears to you. We have to start the process if the handset having build number below than C63. For example, I will show you how we upgrade this build number to C63, and then we can flash patchboot file. For both the devices, OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 10, both the devices Temsification process is same. We have to follow the same steps for both the devices, but the difference is only for setup files like firmware file and patchboot file. So please make sure when you Temsify OnePlus 9 device, then you have to flash and use OnePlus 9 Pro setup files, and when you Temsify OnePlus 10 device, you will use OnePlus 10 Pro device setup files for firmware files and patchboot files. As I already mentioned you that the process is same for both the devices. For this OnePlus 9 Pro device, I am just updating the firmware file for C.63. Currently we have let me show you. Currently we have C44 build number in this device, and after this system updation completed, we can see there C.63. I will show you after this process. While system is updating in OnePlus 9 Pro device, I will show you same process for OnePlus 10 device as well. So this is OnePlus 10 Pro device, NE2211. We can see this current version is A.14, and we have firmware and patchboot file for A.15. So we have to update this build number to A.15, and then we have to flash the patchboot file, and then we can Temsify the device easily. This is for OnePlus 10 device. Always make sure you have to flash the firmware file and patchboot file for specific device. If you are using if you are Temsifying OnePlus 10 device, then you have to flash firmware file and patchboot file for OnePlus 10 device. If you are Temsifying OnePlus 9 Pro device, then you have to use OnePlus 9 Pro device setup files. Please be ensure while using the setup files. In this OnePlus 10 Pro device, we have A.15. Uh, just the same process. We just copy the firmware file in the internal storage of the device, and then we update the system via local upgrade. So I will show you how we upgrade the firmware and build number to A.15. Hope it's clear to all of you. Please make sure while temsification. So if the build number in OnePlus 10 device is A.15, if the build number is A.15, then please skip second process, second step from the video. I will show you which step you have to skip in the notepad. Just like this, flash firmware. Second step is flash firmware, and I have make it a note for you. If you see build number in handset as NE2211 A.15, then skip second step and continue from third step. For example, I want to make it simple. If you are temsifying OnePlus 10 device, then please skip this flash firmware for build number as A.15. I am following the same process for OnePlus 10 device. I am copying this firmware file to the internal storage of the device to update the system. For example, to update build number from 14 to 15, and I will show you after updation like OnePlus 9 Pro. This is OnePlus 9 Pro device. 77% is installed, and this one is OnePlus 10 Pro device, and we just started the process. So we have to wait until finish. For OnePlus 9, installation is completed and we have to reboot the device. After reboot, I will show you. Now the version is updated to C.63. In this way you can update the firmware, and now you have to follow the same process. For OnePlus 9 device, I already show you the process, and for 10 Pro, I am just waiting to complete the installation. After completion, I will show you the updation of the build number. Same for OnePlus 10 Pro device. We have completed the installation. Now we have to reboot the device. After reboot, we can see same about device version. Now it's on A.15. It seems firmware is correctly installed in the device. Now in the end, I just want to conclude this video with a short result that if we temsify a device or a specific device, we have to use specific firmware and patch boot. For example, if you are temsifying OnePlus 9 Pro, you have to use setup file for OnePlus 9 Pro. If you are temsifying OnePlus 10 Pro, you have to use setup file for OnePlus 10 Pro. And in the last, I want to conclude with some results here, that if you see current version in OnePlus 9 Pro, LE2121, the current build version is below than C63, then you need to follow step number 2. You have to flash the firmware. Hope it's clear to you. And same for OnePlus 10 Pro device. Uh, in case OnePlus 10 Pro device, if you see current build number below than A.15, if it is A.11, 12, 13, 14, then you need to follow step number 2. You have to flash firmware in the handset. Second is, in case current build number is A.15, then please skip step number 2, flash firmware. You have to skip second step, flash firmware, and continue with step number 3 after step number 2. Hope it also clear to you. Third one, in case of current build number as A.16 or above, please hold the temsification until we got the temsification file for this device. Please keep this in mind, please. Thank you all.